Painscreek killings. Let's continue. We have stuff to do. Puzzles to figure out. Codes. So many codes for things. Alright, so last time we inspected Bernard's house. We found a secret drawer. Let's see. Bloody panel with nails and a dartboard code for drawer in Bernard's office. To-do list. So check Bernard's house. We've done that yesterday. Let's go check Dorothy. You can find the key for the tools. I think we need tools to unlock a bunch of things. So Dorothy lived at... we should be able to see it in the documents. Let's see. I think it's 43. Silver Lake. Dorothy Path, 40. Black Pine. Okay, completely different. But 40 Black Pine. Where's Black Pine? Black Pine Road is that one. We are about there. Okay, so let's just traverse. Hello, Chino. How's it going, man? It's going fine here. Although I've been fairly busy lately. Day as well. Town center. Is this the road? I think 40 is gonna be here. Busy in a good way? Well, busy. Just busy. Some good, some bad. Some just annoying. Oh, this is Dorothy, huh? This is Dorothy's house. Well, well, well. Alright. This is gonna be really important because I do have my suspicion that Trisha might be Dorothy's kid, but I don't know. Watching on TV, so there's a delay. Oh, I see. Don't you worry about that. Okay. Alright. Let's start with the investigation. Helping and serving others in the name of God. Just new words. It's a new lifestyle. The power of God is almighty and unlimited. He's responsible for creating the heavens, earth, and your very existence. Imagine if you were able to tap into the kind of energy, to feel the love of God coursing through your veins and your very soul. There's nothing you wouldn't be able to accomplish and nothing that could stop you. This teachings has been positively received by so many, with the majority of its readers having spiritual experiences. Learn from Fraser as you soon discover that you too can change your life for the better with small everyday actions and habits you can incorporate into your daily life. Be a force of good as you learn how to move, touch, and inspire those around you and create the environment where you can welcome God into your life and for those around you as well. Alright. Dorothy, take it easy. Eesh. This is a psycho way to do a bathroom. Dude. If you drop a stinker in here, like a real bad one, like a stinky one, this is basically a gas chamber. My god. I can't even imagine. A new home, a new lifestyle in the heart of town. We'll help you set your own place, protect your freedom, for new form new friendship. You can depend on us. Painscreek Retirement Management. Okay. Kayla Pearson. You trying to... Well, I mean, she wasn't too old, right? But maybe old enough to retire? Locked. How much milk do you put in your tea? Not half a cup, I can tell you that much. I can't imagine Hexer putting half a cup of milk into his tea. Okay, so there is a diary and there is a note. Right. Scriptures by Reverend Keith. Okay. February 2nd, 1975. So this is when Trisha was born, technically. Charles asked something of me today. He asked if I would be willing to stay with Sophia. He'd arranged to have a house rented out a little ways from the mansion. I told him that would help, but that Sophia's pregnancy will eventually show. There's no way of hiding it. He seems very worried. Charles came up to me and expressed his gratitude for taking care of Sophia. He said they would be covering all the necessary expenses. He told me not to tell anyone about it. As for Sophia's growing belly, when the time comes, I am to make up something about her running errands outside of Painscreek. Not sure if that will work. April 6th. Sophia's 8 months into her pregnancy. Her belly's big now. Asked her how she felt. She told me she's happy and feels hopeful for the future. Said it would be best if the baby is a boy. I can understand why she's thinking that way, but I can't help but wonder how Vivian will feel about it all. What will the ramifications of this be? Well, baby murder, for sure. They won't analyze your vault frame by frame. Okay. So that's a locked door, huh? A metal crossing engraving belonging to Scott found next to Trish. Nice. Look, at least this has a couple of windows, but what the frick is wrong with this house design? That is wild. Okay, so we actually don't have a key to get in there, huh? Don't think I've seen any keys anywhere. What is the acceptable amount of milk in tea? I actually have no idea. You go like... do you even measure, or you go kinda... go by color? Let's see. So what, you want like a murky thing, or like enough to be like opaque but not enough to be completely white? Are you going for some caramel color? Anyway, okay, so we've been to Dorothy's house. Unfortunately, we don't have a key. Need for the bedroom. Dark caramel? I see. Assuming you have, like, brownish tea. Well, look. I don't know how to get in there, but I know how to get somewhere. And somewhere important. We need to go to the inn anyway, because we need to take a picture of the dartboard scoring system. Which was right here. Okay. So that will probably fix that puzzle. But most importantly, now we have the key for one. Gotcha. Hang on a second before I actually go in there. I'll try something else. Does that work for this one too? Oh, it's gone. Okay, never mind. How are the dots here? I don't think it matters, but there's like 2 reds, 1 in the 8, 1 in the 18, and then there's a yellow out of the board? Or it's just barely in the 15 green? Anyway. Okay, look, at least there's no dead body of our dear friend, the PI. Unless it's in here. Is it Stevens? Yes. There's a Bibble. Hide something here somewhere. Bunch of pictures. By God! Painscreek Community Hospital. The code is Calvin's date of birth. And who's Calvin again? Where is it? Confession of Booth. Code. Calvin birth. Maybe it was Calvin. Yeah, exactly. Good question. Can I find the key? Oh shit, look at that. We have the key for this, but where is this place? Is that the cabin? I think that may be the cabin. Damn it. That's actually closed. Do we have a Calvin in the logbook? Bernard, Derek, Honda, Andrew, Dorothy, Mary. Oh, could it be maybe at the hospital we can find Calvin's among the patients? The former pastor? Could be. Steve Moss. That's a good moleskin. Bernard Hopkins. 1 Lake Boulevard, Painscreek. Father died in mine accident. He was at home the day Vivian was killed. No alibi. Okay. He was kind of in love with Vivian, so I don't think it was Bernard. Interview with Dorothy. Interview with Mary tomorrow at Moon Cafe. Meeting with Sheriff at the Outpost. 10 AM on 5/11. He mentioned wanting to show me some files. Ah, Outpost. I found a hidden panel in the inn's reception area. It's part of the counter. Start to pop open. The latch is placed at one of the corners. Some interesting stuff they hide in there. What's the outpost? Oh, Sheriff Outpost. Okay, interesting. Hang on. Did they say? In the reception area, it's part of the counter. In one of the corners. Oh. Is it like... Front? Could not be at the front, right? Is that the only counter here? I mean, this isn't the reception, so it has to be this one. Oh. I mean, this is the counter. A hidden panel in the in reception area. It's part of the counter. Start to pop open. The latch is placed at one of the corners. Wait, does it mean one of the corners of the panel? Maybe not one of the corners of the It doesn't say... Does it say anything about the counter? It's part of the counter. Be one of these. Side. Not this thing, is it? I think the latch will be quite visible. Yeah, you would think that. It's part of the counter. I mean, the only thing that's part of the counter that I'm guessing it could be, it's this thing. Or I mean, any one of these, but like, it doesn't look like it's opening. Or maybe part of the counter, like the actual counter? Didn't say the countertop. Those look like little panels. Oh, it was the other panel. It was the other counter. Well, fuck me. You know, it could have said and the other counter, but whatever. Funny. Oh. A logbook. March 20, 1997. There's a private investigator in town by the name of Steve Moss. Rumor has it that someone hired him to investigate Vivian's death after the police seized their own search. It's a tragedy that Vivian's murder case was never solved. A month after that. Saw Matthew today while he was cleaning the church. He looked thinner than he used to be. Talked for a bit. He told me that he will be leaving Painscreek soon, as his service won't be needed here anymore. I think the recent deaths in Painscreek affected him tremendously, not to mention the tragedy that befell his adopted son, Scott. But now no one knows what really happened. No one knows if the cases were ever solved. Thus I wonder if Scott did kill Vivian, or was he just unfortunate and wrongly accused? Mr. Moss came by today. He decided to question me, see if I know anything he hadn't already learned. I told him everything I legally could, and asked how his investigation went. He said something about an incident that happened in 1975, which might just be the breakthrough that he needed. As he left, I could not help but wonder if it had anything to do with the mansion maid who left Painscreek. What the fuck? When? Have these been here the whole time? Did someone came back and put the keys up there? still doesn't work for that. Okay, well, let's see. We have a bunch of rooms to explore now. 202. So who's in 202? I think we have it. Baldric Norman. Baldric? Who is Baldric Norman even? I didn't see them. Impossible. I could never be so sloppy. Surely someone came back and put the keys back there. Oh, a hat. It's just a hat. Is it though? Must have been left by the last guest. Other people. Ah, there's nothing in this. Out of bounds glitches. I know, right? Let's see. Room 203. Fran Reynold. Ooh, Omegalo. Does anyone lower the freaking toilets seats covers in this goddamn town? Like, it's unbelievable. There is absolutely nothing here. Room 204, that was... Howie Timothy. No, wait, that was 202. What's the date? Hang on. What year is this? 204. That's Norm Arden. Oh. Kind of get the feeling these rooms aren't helpful. Yeah. Apparently 48% of UK tea drinkers agree with my color choice. Oh. Yeah. We now learn that Hexe is a very average British tea drinker. Who would have guessed? Alright, whatever. I don't think we have anything else in here. Right. Tea drinker burn? There's nothing wrong about that. It was not supposed to be a burn. So, we have locked suitcase in Steven room 201 in. And we need a key. All right. So. yeah, I'm taking notes. Okay, so next up is the cabin in the woods, I think. I'm looking around to see if somebody's watching me. You guys made me paranoid, and also I saw that weird figure on the roof from the picture. Can I? Hang on. I need to change this. I keep controls. Where is it? Inventory. Place. Tab. Fucking hell. I keep pressing tab. I didn't recognize roof guy without this chalk outline. I know, right? Alright. Even give me a full loading screen for the cabin, huh? Okay. Locked. We can unlock it. Okay. So, gone. Case in cabin. Key. Fuck, even the bathroom is locked. Turning into a spooker shooter. I think it's gonna turn into something like the squirrel stapler. The knife has a dull blade. Hang on a second. Where was it? In case report. So do we not have an autopsy of some sort? Like, how was she killed? Was she stabbed? There's not a single mention on how she was killed. Autopsy was pending. Yeah, it's probably in the cabinet. You know, the one we cannot open, the filing cabinet at the sheriff's office. Wait, hang on a second. What was that? I thought it was the cabin, but there is nothing like that in the cabin. Master Carpentry illustrated by Daniel G. Jackson. Daniel Jackson worked as a master carpenter, including the Working with Wood series in his final work, Master Carpentry. You will learn how to craft the most complex structures just with wood. With puzzles, hidden doors, and hide secrets in plain sight with Jackson techniques. It's not a book for the beginners. Prepare to test your skills and see if you have what it takes. Oh, guy has hidden stuff. Oh shit. What does that say? Chest box. Cool. And another church key. Maybe the basement key. Scott's diary. February 1993. Today is Valentine's Day. I wanted to spend the day with Trisha, but Charles invited me to go hunting. I was nervous, not because it's my first time hunting, but because it's with Trisha's dad. Turned out that I actually enjoyed being with him. I felt comfortable talking to him. June 18. I don't get it. Why would Father Matthew forbid me to be with Trisha? Is it because I'm not rich? Because I am an orphan? He didn't explain anything to me. Maybe he doesn't love me anymore. I'm so confused. June 22nd. We quarreled again today. I couldn't stand Father Matthew's preaching attitude, so I yelled back at him. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I'm so frustrated. Father Matthew said that I'm not an orphan. What does that mean? Does he know who my parents are? Oh, is that why no one wants them to be together? Is Scott Sophia's kid and technically Trisha's brother or something? Wait, no, Trisha couldn't have been born from Vivian, or could she? If Trisha... I mean, we saw that Vivian was sterile, technically. Or was it real? Half brother, yeah, but still. Does he know who my parents are? I pressed him to keep talking, but he wouldn't tell me anything after that. I need to know more. July 31st. In these past weeks, it has become more difficult for me to talk to Father Matthew. Whenever we speak, he addresses only church stuff. I've realized that I'm... Going on? Why is my... loading? Okay. I realized that I'm starting to avoid Father Matthew. Whenever he asks me how my day was, I don't feel like answering to him. When I ask him about my past, he's always trying to change subject. I'm so frustrated. I moved out of the church. Father Matthew did not object, although he looked a bit sad. Mr. Roberts was kind enough to let me stay at his cabin if I'm willing to work for him as an assistant gardener. That way the mansion garden can still be well maintained, even when Andrew cannot make it. November 3rd. It's been a month since Charles gave me this cabin to stay. I still don't know where to start with my investigation. Andrew has been drinking. Bernard asked me to bring him home today. Whenever he's drunk, he accused himself, saying that he's a sinner. Sometimes uttered names that I've never heard of. Of all the name, I think I only recognize Magdalene. Just can't remember where I heard that name before. November 7th. I just returned from the orphanage and found out that it was Father Calvin who brought me here. Sorry, who brought me there. The record sheet stated that I was from Painscreek. How? If I was born in Painscreek, there must be records of me in the hospital. Well, I've checked. There's none. Because Dr. Johnson was an accomplice. I broke into Father Matthew's bedroom today. I shouldn't have done that, but might have had something that could tell me about my birth parents. He didn't have anything relevant. Andrew's drunk again. This is the 5th time I had to bring him home and then cover his shift. It's getting quite annoying. As I laid him down in his bed, he muttered repeatedly, "I'm so sorry, Sophia." Who's Sophia? And it seems likely to me that Andrew killed Sophia. The guilt, the drinking, the fact that he keeps saying, "I'm a sinner." I don't know, man. Very sus. Anyway, we have 2 keys for the church, so let's go there, yeah? I even remember how to get there. I think I'm going the right way. It could be the key to the basement, or it could be the key to the other part of the cemetery, even. I don't remember any other locked things in the church. But, you know, just to make sure, let's take a look over here. This was a confessionals. Okay, so we need Calvin's date of birth for those. Now this. I have toys. My baby boy 1975. Like with moon, stars, and my baby boy next to it. And the stars. Key to the basement. Oh. Well then, what the okay, whatever. St. Patrick Orphanage, 1994. Dear Scott, I'm Sister Rachel. Although I wasn't here when you first came, I hope you remember me. I was your nursing mother after you arrived here those years ago. I understand that you came here earlier to find out how you came to be at St. Patrick Orphanage. On July 4th, 1975, Father Calvin came to us holding a basket with you in it. He said that you'd lost your parents and there's no one to take care of you. He told us that your name was Scott. After he left, Sister Emma asked if I would be willing to take care of a baby. At first I hesitated because it was a huge responsibility, but when I saw your face so full of innocence and curiosity, I felt as if God himself had delivered you to me. I accepted the task. When you were 10, Father Matthew came to see you. He had just become the head priest of Painscreek Trinity Church. He visited often, usually at the beginning of the month. Whenever he left, he would leave an envelope containing a small sum of money. That it was for everything you needed, and that whatever was left was then given to the orphanage. I would be lying to say that I wasn't sad when you left the orphanage, but when Father Matthew adopted you, I believe that your life would be better in Painscreek than here, and I dearly hope it's so. Everything enclosed with the package used to be yours. I think you should have these. May God bless you, Sister Rachel Davis. "1993. I asked Andrew about Sophia. First he freaked out, saying that I shouldn't go around speaking that name. Then he said he had never heard that name in his life. What? Is he hiding something? Why would he lie about Sophia? This makes me want to know who Sophia is even more. I just wonder if she knew anything about Sophia. You know, now that I'm thinking about it, it makes so much sense that Charles liked Scott. It's literally his son. No wonder he was trying to do activities with him. He must have known, right? Like, you don't just take the handyman and take him out for hunting. I don't think so, at least. I don't know, it's just so out of nowhere. I just wonder if you knew anything about Sophia. She said Sophia used to work as a maid in the mansion for a few years until she was let go. And that's why Wanda said she didn't know. However, she thought that Sophia was a manipulative woman that would do anything to get what she wanted. Wanda resented that. I met Derek today and asked if he knew anyone by the name of Sophia. Apparently he's not on speaking terms with me. I wonder if it has anything to do with Trisha. December 30. During today's lunch break, I asked Bernard if he knew about Sophia. He was surprised that I knew the name, but proceeded to say he did not know her that well. Somehow I feel uncomfortable whenever I talk with Bernard. His cold gaze gives me the shivers. I met Dorothy while tending to the garden. I asked her about Sophia. She looked confused. I was curious as to where I heard that name. I told her it came from Andrew. She kindly explained that Sophia was a close friend of hers when Sophia first came to work for the Roberts family. Unfortunately, she had an affair with Charles when Vivian was hospitalized. Shortly after she left Painscreek, no one has heard of her ever since. Dorothy thinks that Sophia has probably started a new life in another place. I wonder if the affair was the reason everyone's quiet about it. Ah. Well. Okay, so we have a key. Like an actual key. All right, there was a room that was completely locked up here. That's probably why we need the key. So I'm going to guess that this old one that says in the church is for this room thing. This might have been Father Calvin's bedroom. Dear Diary. Matthew Brooks. O'Malley and Associates Attorney at Law. Dear Mr. Brooks, we have evaluated your case and we accept the request to represent your son, Scott Brooks, in court. We're in the process of drafting an appeal for his release. Considering the sensitivity of the situation, we urge you not to make any public statements until consulting with us. Additionally, we would like copies of any government documents related in any way to your son. Medical records, transaction receipts, travel documents, previous criminal charges, if any. The more we have, the better we can help you in your son's case. We'll be in contact with him in the next few days. Brandon O'Malley. A bank statement. $1995. Donations from Robert family. Payment for church maintenance. Check from car dealership. Oh. Weird. Sunday tithing. What was it? Hosting community potluck. $2. First payment fee for Scott Lawyers 2000. Okay. Sunday roof fixing, cemetery maintenance. Sunday. Second payment for the Scott Lawyers. Wow, that's a lot of money. Pilgrimage traveling fee, youth program finance. Alright. That's a weird. Got for almost 5,000. Did he sell his car to pay for the He probably sold the car to pay for the freaking lawyers. It's almost $5,000, which is exactly what they asked of him. Diary. Matthew Brooks. Air Force Code. Yeah, seems so. February 25th, 1971. I'd always wanted to be adopted. I guess heaven had something else in store for me. Instead of being taken in by a family, I came to Painscreek Trinity Church. To be honest, I would prefer to have a real family with people, but I can call mom and dad, but Father Calvin said God has other plans for my future, and in time I will come to realize it. May 2nd. Robert's family is looking for a new maid. I told Mrs. Roberts that a relative of mine would fit the position really well. I know I shouldn't lie, but I want Sophia to be here in Painscreek. Father Calvin always said we have to help those who are in need. She is in need, and I'm sure she'll be glad to have the job. Who is Sophia to? Father Matthews. You think Father Matthews killed Vivian when he found out? After Scott investigating, maybe he found out that Vivian killed Sophia? Since starting the job at the mansion, Sophia has settled in nicely. I mean, he's only talking about Sophia. Was he in love with her? She's settled in nicely. Whenever she has time off from work, we've been exploring Painscreek together. I have so much to show her. This is just like the orphanage days. I'm extremely comfortable being with her. October 27th. Today was Sophia's day off. We ate at the Moon Cafe again. I can't seem to get enough of this place. The food is delicious, the atmosphere is relaxing, and the coffee tastes great. Maybe it's all because Sophia's company, but still, I love to hang out here. It's definitely one of my favorite places in Painscreek, followed by church and the Little Big Books. They're both orphans. Well, Father Matthew was an orphan. And yeah, it seems like Sophia was from the orphanage as well. 1975. A few months have passed since I've arrived here. This missionary trip is harder than I expected. There is no clean water, the food lacks nutrients, and there isn't enough medicine. We have requested help from the WHO, but haven't received any reply yet. Still so frustrated, what can I do? Oh boy. Did they send him away when they knew Sophia was pregnant? When Father Calvin first sent me here, he asked if I would be willing to stay for 6 months. Yeah, go figure, huh? It would be a good training for me, he said. I agreed. That was before I came. 6 months have now passed. I think I will extend this for another 6 months. The people here need as much help as they can get. I'm not a doctor, but I can help them through my support and prayers. We'll let Father Calvin know about my decision. Time flies. I believe we'll be going home tomorrow. I will miss the people here. At the same time, I can't wait to get back home and meet everyone again, like Sophia. Father Calvin summoned me this morning and told me that Sophia had left Painscreek. How can it be? Last time we wrote, she told me she had so many things to share with me when I got back. Was she forced? Is she hiding something? I just cannot believe that Sophia left without telling me anything. Something must have happened to her that she could not tell me. December. Okay. Been almost 6 months since Sophia left Painscreek. I've asked everyone around, no one seemed to know where she went. Father Calvin told me to let it go. He's right. I should not dwell on matters of the heart. There are more important things in life that I need to focus on. If Sophia and I are meant to meet again, God will let me know. It's time to move on with my life. Bloody hell. That's very interesting. However, we did not find anything on when Father Calvin was born. Okay, well, let's try the basement then. Huh? Wait. Wait, what? So we're not talking about this basement? Oh, hang on a second. Hang on. I have to go back in. Was a skull chest? Maybe back to cabin. Yeah, I don't remember seeing anything like that in the cabin, but surely worth a try. Yeah, no, this place. This it? Not it. Alright, let's see. Uh... It's called. They have a basement. Hang on. Hang on, just 1 second. Must be a basement somewhere else. Maybe the cabin? I don't remember looking at the ground in the cabin. I don't know if there's a basement anywhere else. But yeah, it does look like a wardrobe. However, there wasn't one in the cabin. The only other basement I know of is the freaking hospital. You think he was going digging in the hospital? For stuff? Like, you know, birth certificates and whatnot? Okay, let's go. to... Let's go to Bernard real quick. I want to see if I can figure out the puzzle. But is that right? I think it may be the hospital basement key, but I think it said the basement was locked from the other side, and I don't remember seeing a different way in, but... Where, Yeah, it was bolted from the other side. I think we really need those tools. Okay, so let's try to figure out the darts, yeah? So, single scores. Any dart landing in the non-ringed areas scores the number shown with the outside segment. Okay. The double ring is that one. So the other ring counts as double the normal. The outer ball is 25. The inner ball is 50. The triple ring, okay, triples the score. Point dart scores. This is a standard version of the game. Player must start and finish with a double scoring dart. The player starts score at 501. He must finish the game with as low a score as possible. Scoring a double on the last throw, make player score 0. When the player has thrown the 3 darts, the score is added up. The total is then subtracted from 501. Okay. So, what's the dartboard? That's a triple 20. That's 60, and that's a 50. So that is, as I said last time, 110. Meanwhile, the yellows are 7 and 2, so that's 9. Okay, now the instructions told us to subtract the yellow dart points from the red dart total. So the red total would be 501 minus 110. That'll be 401, 391 minus 9. Let's subtract the points from the total. So 391 minus 9, 382. About the one dart on the floor. What can I do about that? I mean, it's not like I can predict where it was. I don't think. There's no hole anywhere. Or is there? You think that's a hole? That would be a 6. So that would be 6 more points. Means that would be 88. Still doesn't work. Red dot. Yeah. Oh, sorry. That means the score has to be subtracted. Still doesn't work though. Was to 117. Why 117? It was 110, and that's 6. That's 116. Sure. 501 minus 100, 401 minus 10, 491 minus 7, 384 is 9, 75. Did I do that right? So for 501. Okay, to figure out the okay, let's do red total 501 minus 116, right? Which is 401, 391, 385. Then the yellow points is 9. That would be 386. Sorry, 376. I mean, where is it? 85. That should be... Score the red dots minus score the yellow. But they didn't say that, though. I mean, I can try to do it, but it says... subtract the yellow dots points on the red dots total. In fact, I think if we use the yellow total, we go into the negative. So it can't be that. Are you treating total and points as different things? Yeah, I'm treating like the total as the current score and the points as what's on the board. I mean, if we don't do that, let's pretend. Okay, let's pretend. Yellow points is 492. So that would be 385 minus 492, which is negative something. Does that make any sense, though? We got negative points. Right? I don't think this makes any sense. 376. I mean, right. 360. Oh. 116 is the points from the red dots. Yes. Study room, lock desk. Study room. Is this the study room? Other than 7, yes. Oh, wait. Is this... Did I count that wrong? Hang on. How is this so difficult? Fucking calculator. Open the calculator. God damn it. Can't do simple math. Apparently. 501 minus 116. 385. No, my math is correct. My math was correct. The yellow points from the red total. Which is this? We're not doing this right? I'm missing something about the scoring system. The inner ball is 50. That's triple 20. Which is 60. Plus 50, 110. Plus 6. Does that even count? Damn it. Alright, I'm gonna try something crazy here, but just bear with me for a second, okay? I mean, it cannot be, but it could be. I don't want it to be, but it could be. Surely not. Charlie? Charlie? Oh, this had the king and queen and rooks and everything. Maybe. Okay, that wasn't it. Is there a basement in this house? remember, but I don't think so. Place also doesn't have the wooden walls. The only basement we know of is the fucking basement in the hospital. This is wooden walls, but there is nothing like that here. Okay, what else do we have? I guess we go back to the cabin. See if you can figure that one out. Do you have a key for that gate? No. Don't think so, at least. I mean, yeah, I only have this key. We are missing so many things now. Getting back to the point where hard to figure out exactly. We need to go to the hospital anyway, so I might as well try to use the basement key. Is this the hospital? Oh, it's been a while since I've been here, huh? So, back of the hospital. Is it? At least. I hate this place. I mean, it's fine. We're not here for the key. The key is an extra. That was it. I was literally here. I mean, I don't think we're gonna find anything here, but weird. Okay, anyway. Let's try the key really quick. It's probably not gonna be that. I'm still convinced that we need to find a way to unlock it from the other side, or at least do something with the door, but it doesn't work. But they did. But it made a sound, which is very interesting. Anyway. Real reason as to why I'm here is because I want to see if there's anything on the people that we were looking for, which are who exactly? Someone's called Cecilia. And Calvin. To be some. There's nothing here. Fuck. The clip just made looks like you didn't actually select it properly in the inventory. Wait, what? Looks like I tried to... Really? No, it doesn't work.
Together we will devour the very god.
Maybe I did, but it didn't matter. Okay, so no files on either Calvin nor anything else. Shit. We've done this, right? That was to actually get into the study. Guess we go back to the cabin, maybe? See if we can find a basement. I mean, the cabin has a basement, right? Because we saw it was like a 2-story. One is like underground. But you can see it. You can see the windows from the back. So maybe there was something like a carpet or whatever. Was hiding an entrance. But Scott has the carpenter book, exactly, so it might be hidden. But like, look. There is a basement. You think it's way more simple than that, and the basement is just this door? It was way more simple. Nothing secret, nothing hidden. It was just that simple. Oh. Hell yes. Okay. Let's all take it easy. We all know what's about to happen, but let's take it easy and explore the rest of the room first. There's a diary there. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. 1994. The Hidden Truth. On Valentine's Day, Trisha gave me some chocolate. I've never seen that brand before, but it must be expensive. I haven't finished making the music box. I hoped that it would be her Valentine's Day's present. I'll just give it to her later. Hopefully she can forgive me. It's been quite some time since I last talked to Father Matthew. He's always asking how I'm doing after Sunday service. I tend to ignore him whenever possible. I know it's wrong. I need to find a way to make amends with him. Grass has been growing wild lately. The weeds are everywhere and Andrew's not here. He hasn't been here for quite a while now. I wondered what happened to him. I should visit him after work tomorrow. I was about to pick Andrew for work when I found him lying unconscious on the floor. There was an empty bottle of sleeping pills on the table. Immediately called the ambulance. According to the nurse, this is Andrew's third suicide attempt. It's glad that I saved him in time. An hour later and he could have died. I don't know why Andrew would commit suicide. He knows that he must be lonely. He needs a friend. I visited Andrew at the hospital today. He's out of the ER and is recovering quite well. While I was cutting the fruits, he told me his story. In 1972, there was a maid who came to work at the mansion. Her name was Sophia. She was a hardworking young lady with a great personality. She was loved by many. A few years into her job, however, she had an affair with Charles. A child was born. When Vivian found out, she was furious and decided to kick her out of Painscreek. What happened after that was a tragedy. On June 26, 1975 at 11 p.m., Vivian, Dr. Johnson and Andrew confronted Sophia. A fight broke out. Sophia fell and hit her head on a nearby well. So that's the well. When Scott said you know which one, that is the well. She stopped moving. Dr. Johnson checked and realized she was dead. Her neck had broken. No one knew what to do. Vivian then asked Andrew to take care of the body and her baby. Andrew did what he had to do to protect Vivian. After that night, they vowed never to tell anyone about the incident. Before leaving, I asked Andrew what the baby name was. He said it was Vincent. As I left the hospital, I couldn't help but pity Andrew. He lived a confusing life and the struggle shows. I hope he can heal. Give me a second, guys. Oh, God, my nose is terrible today. Anyway. Check the security lock. March 18, 1994, someone ran through the garden last night. A man about 5'5". Climbed the fence into the garden. He proceeded to run. No, over the fence to the back wall, not the well. Right, here we go. Holy. Scott's secrets, huh? It could have been Scott, yeah. Or our mystery man? So he had some like stuff, a few books, like a workbench, sorts. With glue. He was making the box here. VHS. Oh my god. Okay. Hang on a second. Oh. Alright. Take it easy. Robert's estate security tapes. Jesus Christ, there's so many things in here. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Where do we even begin? I guess let's begin with this. So, he's typed, I found out who killed my mother. So by now he realized that he was Sophia's son. Who killed my mother? So it wasn't Magdalene, couldn't be her. She tried to find Sophia. Charles, he's my father. Yeah. Vivian Charles' wife. Bernard Mention Butler. Father Calvin, he saved me, couldn't be him. Are you sure about that? Father Matthew was in Indonesia at the time. Bro. Trisha, she was too young. Why is her picture even here? Like... Andrew. It was Andrew. You think he had... Oh, Scott might have killed Andrew. Wanda, maidservant, Derek's mum. Derek is 6 years old at the time. Dr. Johnson's killed Magdalene. Oh, we know that, right? He gave... Well, is it Dr. Johnson? Dr. Johnson gave the pill to Vivian, but I think it's Vivian that actually poisoned Magdalene. Dorothy, she loved and took care of Sophia when she was pregnant. And we know it was like Vivian and Andrew. And who did they say was there as well? Say it was Bernard? Oh no, sorry, Dr. Johnson. It was Dr. Johnson, Vivian, and Andrew. Okay, Painscreek Cemetery, there's a time capsule there. Andrew's house, 7 Black Pine. Dorothy's house, old sewer entrance. Oh, really now? I bet it's Vivian. Yeah, it must have been either Vivian or Andrew, but... what did they... This was the account of... Andrew. It said, Vivian, Dr. Johnson, and Andrew confronted Sophia. A fight broke out. Sophia fell. We don't know exactly... pushed her, but yeah. It was probably Vivian or Andrew. I'm gonna guess Andrew because he keeps saying like I'm a sinner, I've done a lot of bad stuff and stuff like that. Could also be Vivian. So there's a sewer entrance in the secret road here. Okay. Right. Understanding psychology, seeing what others don't. For best-selling Mind is the Key, David Chen and Sarah Patterson. This is on tackling the understanding of human behavior through psychology. David Chen research has focused on the nature of mental imagery and on people's ability to remember an emotionally significant event. He has served on real criminal cases and possesses the knowledge and experience to answer the many questions of the human mind. Okay. An old gate key. This might be the gate key for the mansion. Okay. Monday, 1995. February 13th. I realized who I am from the moment I saw the photo. I have the exact same blanket. I know who my father is. Everything makes sense now. I visited Andrew today. I needed to know where they hid Mom's body. He cried and begged me not to say anything about it anymore. There was no room for whatever questions I had left. I then told him I'm the boy he gave to Father Calvin to get rid of. He was utterly shocked. After that I left. I could not bear to look at him for another second. I know who I am, and now I feel everything is falling apart. Okay, so maybe Andrew just killed himself then. Or it was really an accident, who knows? I don't think it's going to be relevant for our story though. April 3rd, Andrew came to the cabin and told me where the body was hidden. He said he was sorry and left. Externally, I was quiet. Internally, I was sputtering and livid. After he left, I came to my room and cried. So, did they bury the body at the back of the garden of the mansion? This is April 4th, 1995. The well had dried up and was covered in moss. I wouldn't have known that the well even existed if I didn't work at the mansion. I finally found Mom's body. I buried her in the cemetery next to Father Calvin. Right, so that's the unmarked grave, isn't it? That was Scott burying what's her name? Sophia. Next to Father Calvin, we have to go there and see if we can see the date of birth of Calvin. There was no tombstone for her, a wooden cross. I don't think Father Calvin would mind, after all, he was the one who saved me. Wednesday, May the 3rd, 1995. A month has passed. I haven't worked since and have stopped meeting anyone. She knocks on my door every day, but I would hide each time. She cries every time, begging me to come out, anxious to know why I won't see her, if she has done anything wrong. I don't know what to say to her, but I know we cannot be together anymore. Father Matthew visited me today. He said that he hasn't seen me at church for a while, and no one has heard from me in weeks. He asked how I was doing. I began crying. Tears just flowed down my cheeks. Cried and cried, and I just couldn't stop them. I told him everything. I told him that I know that Charles is my father. I confessed that I now knew that Trisha was my half-sister. I said I didn't know what to do now. He listened and didn't speak. That's a blanket. And that's a photo. Oh, 06/21. So he was born in June 1975. Looks like a music box key. Oh, hell yeah. Painscreek sewer. Okay. So the old sewer entrance is connected to the mansion. Interesting. And I don't think we can get anywhere else because it seems like all the roads are blocked. Unless these are just gates and we can cross them. In which case we would be able to get to the Painscreek Hospital. Is that the sewer key? And the basement, yeah. Okay, holy shit, we have so much to do. Okay, first things first. Hang on, let's do notes, yeah? Let's do notes. Okay, so we have a gate key for mansion. We have a music box key. We have sewer key. Under mansion. And hospital that we know of. And the thing I want to do now is go and check the church first. Mansion now, see you tomorrow. We still have time, we can probably do everything. Also tomorrow we're not playing Painscreek Killings, so I get the feeling that this will take longer. Oh, that's for sure, yeah. I mean, we have just a couple of things in the mansion, and I'm guessing one is just for flavor, which is the gate key and the well. And the other is... what the f... And the other is the music box, which might just be a note or another key or something like that. It could be the key to the time capsule. In the music box. So that was the grave. Calvin Bennett. October 24th, 1902. Okay. Calvin birth. October 1902. What was it? 21st? 24th. All right. So Scott died like a long time ago. So who brought the flowers here? It could be Father Matthews. Let's give this a go, by the way. There's no mansion gate. Okay, it's probably not, but... I mean, considering that Father Matthew was in love with Sophia, and if Scott told him everything after the fact, maybe after Vivian died, including the fact that he buried her there, then maybe Father Matthew could be the one bringing flowers to the grave. There are many people alive that knew Sophia exactly. Could have been Dorothy. I don't know if she died. I don't remember she died. Wait. Oh. Of course. This is the other one. Kind of hard to get to. Dear Father Calvin, this is a letter about the things that I have witnessed during my stay in Painscreek while in service to Mrs. Magdalene Roberts. Who wrote this? Hang on. Sylvia Eden. Who? I have no one to confide in and I dare not speak to you in public, hence this letter. I accompanied Mrs. Roberts to Painscreek on July 4th of 1975, my birthday, to visit her son Charles. It was rumored that Vivian had a nervous breakdown following her own delivery of Tricia. She had to say, okay, so it was her kid. Then what was that letter about the not being able to get pregnant anymore? She had to stay in PCH for rehabilitation for several months. During that time period, Charles was all alone, found comfort in a housemaid by the name of Sophia. Had an affair, a boy was born. 2 days after arriving, we were informed that Sophia, along with her child, had left Painscreek. Where she could have gone off to was a mystery for all of us. I assume most of us believed in the story, including myself. However, Mrs. Roberts refused to believe that Sophia would leave when she would have been accepted into the Roberts family. The boy that she bore for Charles would have guaranteed that. Mrs. Roberts initiated the search for Sophia with our driver Patrick and myself. It lasted less than 2 months before she passed away from a heart attack. What I want to confess in this letter is not about Sophia, although I was initiated by her disappearance. It's about Mrs. Roberts' untimely death. You see, Mrs. Roberts had a heart condition and had been affecting her for a while. However, her medication has always kept her stable. Her prescription was still the same during her visit to Painscreek, yet the condition deteriorated. The family doctor Henry Johnson confirmed that her search for Sophia had taken a toll on her health. All she needed was to rest as much as she could and she would be fine. I know that despite the doctor's advice, Mrs. Roberts did not stop the search. Did that create stress on her? Yes. But should it have killed her? According to the physician attending to Mrs. Roberts back home, no. Definitely not within such a short time span if she had taken her medicine. Her body was never autopsied. Her son Charles wanted her body untouched and buried properly. As Patrick and I were packing to leave for home, I couldn't help but wonder who could wanted Mrs. Roberts dead. Is there a connection between the affairs of Charles and the housemaid, and the disappearance of Sophia and her child, and the death of Mrs. Roberts? I would like to say whom I might suspect, yet I am in no such position and I'm afraid that I might name the wrong person. As I write this letter, I hope you can understand what I'm trying to convey. I pray that the truth will be revealed as God permits it. Sincerely, Sylvia Eden. Okay? I mean, this is just corroborating what we already knew. Still don't know how to freaking get in here, though. What is this code? This is Father's Matthew room. We should have the code. Oh, hang on. Do you think it was something maybe out of this room? It's only 4 digits, though. So the book is passing them out. No, no, not yet. But we are going to the mansion now. Was no hint. I think maybe the hint was inside the freaking the drawer locked by the chess puzzle, but So, what do you guys think about this one? This is Father Matthew's room, right? What would he use as a code? And it's only 4 digits, so it can't be like anything too wild. It could be like a month and a day. Something related to Sophia or Scott. See, the problem is only 4 numbers. It has to be either a day or a month or a full year, but like full year seems weird. I mean, 1975 is both Sophia, is Scott's year, isn't it? We don't know Father Matthews. We don't know how old he is, do we? Also, I don't think he knows how old he is. I mean, he was adopted in 71. That's all we know. February 25th. This is a tough one. This is really a tough one. So this is when he was a missionary. This is when he got back home and Sophia disappeared. And this is when he said, I'm gonna move on. I was wondering if it would have been something related to this, the account. 4892. Got adopted. This is where he suggested Sophia worked there. Sophia. October 27th. Sense, honestly, these random dates. October 12th, the final appearance in court, that was not it. Public baptism. What would that be? Number? Bar practice for Sunday Mass? 7th. I mean, yeah, it doesn't. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. Lock chest, we got that. We got the confessional booth. We don't have the wooden box. Locked cabin door, we have it. Time capsule in the cemetery. Rocket door in Wanda's house. Chess pieces. Charles' study drawer. Charles' mom death. Charles' Vivian. Body panel with nails and Bernard. The dot code. Dorothy bedroom key. Is in Steven's room. God, we still need so many. The room we've done that at least. I missed so much stuff though. To open the door. No. No, I think we're moving on. This. At least for now. Buckles, did you try? A bunch of dates, a bunch of stuff on the wall, on the calendar. Stuff from his diary. You know, all that. This is another case where they tell you the code in the note somewhere and we just forgot. No, I don't think so. Did you try the birthdays? We don't have the birthdays for Matthews or Sophia. I mean, Matthews isn't dead, is he? Trisha, Sarah, Vivian, Pamela, Jonathan, Scott Brooks, Victoria, Marissa Young, probably memory of Jesse Elliott. Oh, we got Scott. Yeah, but like, he didn't know that Scott was that kid. I mean, he didn't learn that Scott was... Well, he knew, I suppose. When did he learn? When did Father Matthew learn about Scott being Sophia's kid? Do we know? And it's only Sophia. But Sophia and Matthews were adopted. Like, they grew up in an orphanage. I don't think they know their own birth. Might have been that they've been assigned like a birthday by the orphanage, but we have never seen anything in any notes like that. Yeah, when Scott confessed to him. Yeah, exactly. He couldn't have known then. I don't know. We'll probably find it like somewhere else. Let's take a look at important stuff now. We have actual places to be. God, this game is great. I'm so happy that they waited all this time to play it. Okay, so where was the music box? Was this Trisha Show? There we go. Oh. Dear Trisha. Oh, this is Scott. As I've grown to learn more about my birth parents, I feel as if a great veil has been lifted from my eyes. I now understand why Father Matty was against us seeing each other. He was right. We shouldn't be together. Please believe me when I say I did not kill your mother. I've never lied to you and I never will. I don't know who killed Vivian. Hopefully the truth will come to light someday. There is so much that I want to tell you, but I cannot at this moment. I pray that the day when I can express everything to you will come quickly. All I can say now is that I'm sorry for all the pain that I've caused you. Please forgive me, sincerely, Scott. I mean, basically a confession that he didn't kill her. Okay. So, guys, do you think we already have all the pieces to solve the puzzle, the chess puzzle? See what you did there. Yeah. Yeah, I totally meant to do that. But anyway. What is this? Isn't this a bishop? Okay, hang on. I'm googling chess pieces. 4 chess pieces, 4 digits code. Right? I mean, it seems to... That's a queen. Okay, that's a queen. That's a queen, I suppose. Yes, okay, that's a queen. So, queen is 1. So, queen is... Then, this has to be a rook. This cannot be the king. Can it? I mean, I gotta say, one of the chessboard I'm looking at has the king looking a little bit like that, which is basically a taller rook. Look at this. Hang on. King is up across. Hang on a second, guys. Look at this. This looks like a kind of like a king, right? I know the rook is very flat in all these bits. Look at the rooks. They're so freaking flat. If you look at this, then yeah, that looks more like a rook. I suppose that's different. Fuck me, that's a rook. That's for sure a rook. That's for sure a rook. And it's a 7. Could it be that the K is just a knight repeated? And we don't need all the pieces to solve that puzzle? That would be a knight, that would be 5. So this would be 5, 1. And what is B though? Bishop. But we don't have a bishop, do we? This is not a bishop. However, it doesn't matter because we can really brute force the rest. So this is 7, 7, this is a 1. That's a farmer. Farmer with a shotgun. If this is happening to that doesn't work. Wait, knight is 5. Hang on, did I do this wrong?
Flippin' heck, man!
Fine. It still doesn't work, by the way. It still doesn't work. There's one more thing we could try. First of all, we didn't see any chess pieces in here, did we? In the freaking bedroom. Secret button to open. Okay, so 6 numbers. I think we have the year of Magdalene, don't we? Well, we have the anniversary, June 30, 72. Which is not it. Wait, anniversary. Does that mean that they were married before that? I don't remember when we saw it. 30, 71. Yeah, it's still not it though. Did they say second anniversary though? Are you sure it was 70? I mean, it's not this. It's not that. 7. We've done this before, right? Oh, 2775. Shit. Whatever. So, as expected, there wasn't really anything in the music box. However, we have the gate key. Or gate that I apparently missed? Where was the gate? So this is where she died. Careful. Let's at least try to be thorough. What's that? That missing texture? Can I see through the world? Oh my god. And that's the well. Hang on a second. There's a rope here. I guess that's when Scott went down to retrieve the body? Oh my god, are you sure? I swear to god, if somebody cuts the rope as I'm down here, I'm gonna freak out. Don't do it. Here she lies. All 5? 26? On the bottom of the well, something etched at the back. Could this be the code for the priest? Or you think he gifted him that thing? Please don't cut the rope. Please don't cut the rope. Please don't cut the rope. Please just don't do it. Let me come up. This is fucked. I don't know why they had to do this. It could have been a loading screen, but this is really fucked. I hated that. I mean, I loved it, but I hated it. Okay, so what kind of code could we ever unlock with that? I mean, literally the only thing I can think of is there has to be the Sophia necklace, yeah. And I have no idea if that was given to her by Charles or by Matthew. However, we don't really have many codes in the house that accept a 4-digit. I don't think it's gonna be this one. Or 526. And there is no volume 0, so it's impossible. That's the books. It might be Father Matthews, yeah. The number looks older. It does. They do, yeah, they do look very old. Like, that necklace looks very old. At the same time, though, Sophia died in 75, so it's not like... That thing has been down the well for 20 plus years. 24 years, to be precise. I keep going down the wrong road. Anyway, we try to lock her by the Matthews drawer. And then we go to the sewers, because if that doesn't work there, I don't think we have anything else to check. You were before? Yeah, they were buddies at the orphanage, apparently. I think Matthews wanted to get Sophia out of the orphanage, and that's when she was recommended to the Roberts as a maid. Otherwise, she would have still been in the orphanage. What was it? 0526? Damn it. It doesn't work. Fuck. What else? The hidden gallery safe wants to be opened. I know, right? But that was a 6-digit code. I mean, I can think of at least 2 more things that have a 4-digit code right now. One is the detective suitcase, but why would that be Sophia's number? And the other one is the filing cabinet. Because have I tried for the gallery? Most of everything that's to do with Charles, like anniversary dates, mother's birthday, mother's death day, stuff like that. Keep forgetting 526. Oh no, wait, that's a key. Oh, holy hell. I was sure that was a code. Key. Brother from his child? I don't think I tried that. We don't exactly know when Trisha was born, do we? We know this Scott was the 21st of June, I think, 75. I'm just realizing how young these people are, you know? Like, both Trisha and Scott were just 20 years old when they died. So, hang on. Oh my god! Okay, this is gonna be difficult to navigate, so bear with me. And it's dark and the music is very spooky as well, so I hate this. Okay, we are over here. If we go this way, we end up right inside the mansion, apparently. Don't knock. You fucking insane, my guy? The top has been still shut. Okay. That's done. Guess we turn... Okay, here. Turn left again. There's gates everywhere. We don't have keys. Alright, never mind. So... That's done. I wish I could write on this. That is open. We're going down here. We can go to the farmer's market, but I don't know why we would ever do that. Okay. So this way to... Basically, this entire area is not going to be anything, so I'm going to go straight out that way and just exclude it. There's not going to be anything over here. I think. But I'd be glad to be proven wrong, you know. Amnesia the bunker, mod initiated. Don't say that, there's no creature. There's no monsters, this is just an investigation game, you know? Bolted from the other side. It's fine, there's nothing to be afraid of. The real monsters are humans. Alright? That's the moral of this game. We're down here, we can go near the postal service. And then to the residential houses, which is also probably blocked. Correct. Yes. Definitely not being followed. Definitely not being followed. In fact, if I turn around really quickly... there's nothing. Of course. So we are here. Going... I think the only way is going to be the hospital. Interesting, but also uneasy. Devs did a great job. Yeah, they really did. Dude, as soon as I saw this game, like years ago, I saw this game years ago. I was immediately interested by the fact that it was a free reign investigation game where you actually have to keep things in mind, you know? Oh. Okay, so that was the gate here, and yeah, we're going to the hospital. I have to see if the devs made anything else after this game. I'd be absolutely interested. The morgue. Okay, that's just great. That a bunch... What the fuck just happened here? Is that the PI? Oh my god, someone killed the PI. Oh shit. We have his stuff though. Just taking a picture of his license, just in case I need codes or whatever. 1997. 16th of April. I called Dorothy last week. She told me something interesting about Sophia. There was a puzzle that she received from Matthew when she first started working at the mansion. Sort of a birthday gift for her. In that puzzle, Sophia was to visit both hers and Matthew's favorite locations in Painscreek. In each location lies a clue that Matthew had written on the wall of the building exterior. What now? The clues, when put together, point to her location of her gift. I thought that was a neat idea. Sophia's favorite place were Anne's Courtyard Inn and Suites, the bridge over the stream by the gate entrance, and the post office. Why would someone like the post office? Where can I find Matthew's favorite places? Matthew's favorite places were in his diary. Okay, that's the code. That's gonna be the code. Okay. So we have 5 places. Sophia. And courtyard. Bridge over the stream by gate. And post office. And then we have Father Matthews. Matthew. In his in his note. I remember that. I received an anonymous message this morning. It claimed that Scott wasn't Vivian's killer. Unfortunately, that's all I got. I've had my doubts whether Scott really killed Vivian. He sure had the motive, but upon reading all these diaries and looking through his investigation notes, I can't help but think that Scott didn't kill Vivian. On the contrary, he was trying to find out who killed Vivian, as well as what really happened to Andrew Reed and Dr. Johnson. Still don't know if this is an anonymous person is a man or woman, but they've helped solidify my thoughts on Scott. I received another message yesterday. He told me to look into Bernard, the mansion's butler. I can't help but feel that this person is trying to tell me something, but not exactly what. The message said I will find something in the house. Today I received a key in the mail with the initials BH. Does it stand for Bernard's house? Searched everywhere and read all of Bernard's diaries. Something just doesn't add up. Maybe it's just a hunch or simply that I'm thinking too much, but did he really have killed Vivian? Something else about his entries that just makes me pause and wonder if he was indeed a murderer. I photographed all the pages. PCH. And a briefcase key. Alright. I'm gonna start doing the to-do thing. Done this. We've done all these. We have the briefcase key. Possible key to Bernard's house. Maybe that locked room that was in his house. And then Matthew secret code message to Sophia with favorite places. Why would they be here though? Why would all his stuff be here? I would love the briefcase. Yeah, we'll see. It's already kind of late. Oh my god, we have a hammer. Okay, hammer for the nails in Bernard's place. Then we probably pivot to Bernard once we're out of here. Electrical room. That was fucking loud. I hated that. That still doesn't work, but at least we have power now.
Together we will devour
Very
the
cool.
gods.
Love it. Love good old Rykard. Alright, so where was... Holy shit, for a second I thought the chair was floating. Jesus Christ, I just saw that. I was like, what the fuck? Ow. I haven't seen the drowned lady ghost yet. No, I haven't. And I don't plan on seeing her. Because ghosts are not real. God, come on. Vivian Roberts. May 29th, 1993. Was that just before he died? Dear Dr. Harry Johnson, I would like to thank you for your contribution to the Painscreek Community Hospital and for the people of Painscreek for the past 2 decades. However, there have been reports regarding the mishandling of funds designated for PCH, most of which came from the Roberts Relief Fund. This support was meant to help you with the purchase of medical equipment and supplies. Since a sum of nearly 160k has been estimated missing, we have no other choice except to open an investigation. Until you're able to explain the discrepancies between your accounting and ours, we have no choice but to suspend all fundings for the hospital for the time being. I will be meeting you and your accountants to solve the issues so we may continue to support the hospital needs. Sincerely, Vivian Roberts. Fairly dangerous, threatening to fire the guy that basically, you know, probably knows that you murdered someone and helped you hide the body. And covered for you. And also covered for you killing Magdalene, by the way.
Henry, I just received a letter from the NMB investigation firm regarding the use of the RRF funds. I need you to call me. Henry, we really need to talk. Please call back.
Is this Vivian?
What's going on, Henry? Why aren't you returning my calls? This is really important.
Ah. I mean, you don't think he killed himself, do you? To avoid, you know, legal stuff. I know what you did. Meet me by the well at midnight. You know which one? Come alone. Dude, we have another one. It's the same typewriter with the one with the E that doesn't work. Very interesting. Why would this be here then? Wait, hang on a second. Dr. Johnson's died 2 years before Vivian. This is the same exact message. Ah. To Charles Roberts. Henry Johnson. Wait. Got the other letter? Vivian. The day she was killed. Charles Roberts, I don't know if it's a joke that you sent me the threat letters. But if you knew about the well, then you must have found out the truth. Just so you know, your wife was the one behind all of it. Have any grudges? It's with her, not me. I was just a witness in Sophia's death. Nothing more. Henry Johnson just heard. Wait, sorry. I thought Johnson's died in 1993. When did Johnson's die? Tomorrow. This is from June 30, 1995. Hang on a second. Something's not right here. Where did I see about... Was it in a newspaper? Henry Johnson's death. Oh, fuck, it was 1995. Wait, okay. When did Vivian die? So many dates and so many days. So many dead people. Yeah, there's a lot. A lot. Don't we have Vivian Murder's case report? August 6th. That was an update. So do you think it was really Charles that wrote to Henry? How did Charles even find out? Doesn't sound right. Also says third death to strike Painscreek in less than a year. Oh, I guess it's well, shit. The people that died were Andrew, Dr. Johnson, and Vivian. Every single person involved in the murder of Sophia died. Within a few months. June 7th, Andrew. And July 13th. So, June, July, and August. Interesting. Wait, do we have anything about the exact date when Vivian died? You don't have anything? You don't. Oh. 203. That's a patient's room, isn't it? So who was in 203? Yeah, someone wanted death, wanted revenge. I mean, Scott would have made sense, but I think Scott... I mean... Scott learned about all of that the year before, didn't he? So why wait for so long to do anything about it? I mean, the one that would be interested in Sophia were Scott, Charles, and Matthews. Father Matthew. Scott died after Vivian. I'm guessing Bernard killed Scott after, you know, someone killed Vivian. Maybe he thought Scott was guilty. What happened to Charles? We actually have no idea, do we? Was Charles in the cemetery? I don't remember. I don't remember seeing Charles' name in the cemetery. I don't know. I mean, I mean, I can think of a few people that wanted to kill Scott, but keep in mind that Trisha died, and we don't exactly know when that happened. Happened before or after Scott. We know that it happened after Vivian. But why would Trisha die? I wanted to check who was patient in room 203. Trisha, perfect. Medical. Trisha had a breakdown, I think, once when Vivian died. Right? That's what they said. They moved all the books here. She might have been just depressed. Lots of storybooks. Someone went through the entire place. This was like this already. You think the PI did it? The ever after. Scottsbrook's body found by Jogger. Okay, so he died first. Multiple stab wounds to the heart. Just do not know if this is tied to the murder of Vivian Roberts. Scott Brooks, a star suspect in Vivian Roberts' case, was found dead yesterday. His body was found on the roadside along Maple DR. Around 6:50 a.m., a jogger happened to find a body lying motionless behind a bush on the side of the road. Up to check if the person needed help, only to notice that the body was covered in blood. Immediately called 911. Police arrived shortly. Victim was declared dead. The estimated time of death was predicted to have happened 4 to 6 hours prior, but did the incident have occurred around 1 to 3 a.m. Questions have been raised in regards to the murder of Vivian Roberts, of which Scott was key suspect of, to be released from prison due to insufficient. Body was found behind a bush on Maple Drive. So I'm guessing Trisha just killed herself at some point. Do you think Trisha jumped off the roof? That would make so much sense, right? A room key? A room key? 1995, July 27th. Yesterday, on hearing that Scott was apprehended for the murder of her mother, Trisha collapsed. That's July 27th. Okay, so Vivian died before August. The hospital called this morning to inform us that it was just a nervous breakdown. However, they suggested that she should stay here for another few days. Ross is asking me to stay by her side. Is this Dorothy? It rained today. Trisha has always hated the rain. She stayed in bed, tucked under the blanket, nearly the entire day. Here and there, she muttered Scott's name out loud. She cried to herself to sleep a few times. It pains me to see her like this. I was visiting Trisha almost every day. Today he was quieter than usual. All of a sudden, he told me that Vivian had been seeing another man, apparently a banker, for more than a year. Asked me if Vivian ever talked to me about it. I said I didn't know anything, but I was sure that Vivian would never have done such a thing. Then I realized that Trisha was awake. Not sure if she heard our conversation. September 8th. Sheriff Howard came today. He asked me if I remember seeing anything suspicious the night Vivian died. I've already told him everything I know. It's frustrating to be asked over and over about things that I just want to forget. Before he left, I asked if Scott could really be the killer. He said he's wondering the same thing. Scott was not the killer, though who killed Vivian? Number 16. Derek came by. It might have been Derek also to kill Scott. Derek came by to see Trisha. I asked him how he was doing. He said that the medical expense for wonders were more than he expected. Even with Charles's help, he'd been forced to use up most of his savings. He's currently searching for a second job. He asked me if there was a future for him. Traveling with Charles made him see some of the rather ugly sides of the world. His mother is hospitalized with terminal cancer, and seeing his best friend Trisha like this pains him. I don't know what to tell him. Before he left, he leaned close to her and whispered, "Would it have been better if Scott just never showed up? You have chosen me." I wish that I never heard that. Bedroom. Dorothy's diary. Might have been the one room in Dorothy. Wasn't there a room in Dorothy's house? Okay, spooky. Let's get the fuck out of this hospital.